Hey, so I am repairing a violin tonight. It's a half-size violin. It's my daughter's backup. She has a nicer violin that she plays most of the time, but then we would travel. Well, the violin that she uses for travel broke, and I thought I would talk for a minute about what happened here. So this is the instrument, and I've already taken the top off, but this is a Chinese half-size violin, and it is an okay instrument. It's got a solid back. It's not a split back, it's a solid back, and of course a solid top. And what happened is that when they were constructing the instrument, it was glued down and lacquered. The lacquer was so thick that when we had a sudden change in weather, which has been happening a lot this year, it just naturally split up right here. And there was nothing that could have been done about it, except to be more careful about where we're storing the instruments, but we're already storing them in one of the best places that we have in the house. So that's just, life. So it's not a very expensive instrument. It would be way more money to get it repaired by a professional luthier than it would be to just buy a new one. So I thought I would give it a shot myself. I've done some basic violin repair. I've got one other video where I seal up some cracked seams. I thought, yeah, well, the next step is for me to take the top off of a violin and actually repair it. So that is what I'm doing. Now, this first video, I'm not going to be doing much in the way of repairs. I just wanted to talk about the instrument a little bit. I'll have another video later where I'll show you some of what I'm doing for actual repairs, and I can link to an instructional video that I watched and I thought was really helpful. The big thing that I want to point out is even though it's a solid piece, keep covering up the camera, it's a moderately high quality violin in the sense that it has a solid back. That's pretty uncommon for low quality violins, but despite that, it is a lower quality violin. When I opened it up, the interior surface of the top was very rough and actually had like some splinters, and I'm not talking about around the edges where I had to chisel off the lacquer and glue and everything. I mean like here. This part should be nice and smooth, and it wasn't at all. So I've already sanded this. And what I'm working on right now is taking care of the interior here. You can see this is really low quality too. Here's where the end button comes out. And just look at all that loose wood. These ridges up here are completely rough cut. They're not finished at all. They're not sanded at all. Over here on this shoulder, I don't know if you can see it in the video, it actually splits a little bit. The whole thing is just made to look really nice. Like, you can see the interior of the bottom is very finely sanded because that's something you can see through the F-holes. So they made sure that that looks nice. But the rest of it needs to look nice too, because of, that actually affects the sound of the instrument. So one of the things that I'm doing right now, because with this, we have to put patches on it in order to permanently close this crack. So my wife is making the patches right now. She has the tools to make the patches, so she's doing that right now. what I'm doing is improving the overall condition of the violin. It should hopefully sound significantly better when I'm done with it. It may not look much nicer on the outside, but the inside, you know, that's what's really going to count in terms of the sound of the instrument. So I've got some sandpaper, I've got a chisel that I'm using to scrape away old glue and lacquer and stuff that's still there, and just sanding it down and making it nice. And so that is just something I wanted to share with you, because it's a very easy way to take a low quality violin and turn it into something with a really nice sound to it, and is going to be worth saving. So that's all I wanted to share with this video, and hopefully I'll have another good one for you soon with another update on how the patches are going. It's a 2-day process. Day 1 is putting the patches on, day 2 is replacing the top on the violin. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, because I've never done it before, and I'm not a professional. But I think it'll work out alright. Well, check back for updates, and wish me luck.